All right, camera's rolling. It's time to tap in, gentlemen. So, what I just gave you all was, like I told y'all before, this is the letter version of a speech that was given in the year 1712. So that is probably 2012. That's 311 years ago. 311 years ago. 300 years. Added on to 1712 would be 2012. We're in 2023, so another 11 would make it, 3011 or 311. So you all just read through this, right?
Yeah.
And I've been focusing on this a lot with my different groups that I'm working with, like relationships, how we think, why we think, what we think, our family dynamics, where we come from. And this thing runs deep, gentlemen. It runs deep because you guys are going to see this too as y'all keep getting older. There are things that happened years upon years upon years ago, even during times of slavery, that contribute to how people think and act to this day. Have y'all ever heard, raise your hand if you've heard somebody say, like someone's in bondage or they have a slave mindset? Have y'all ever heard anything like that?
I heard slave mindset.
Okay. All right, put the hands down.
Or no, housewife mindset. I heard that.
You said housewife mindset? Okay. And so what we're going to see as we analyze this, what we're going to go through and see is that there are still some things that Willie Lynch, who was teaching and telling his slave owners, this is literally how you make slaves. He's like, he was very successful at what he was doing back then. But he's telling them, this is how you make someone a slave. This is how you keep them in bondage. This is how you keep them working for you. So, my question to you all, that's why I had you guys go ahead and read it. My question to y'all is, what stood out to you? If you read from where I asked you guys to start at upon the ending, what stood out to you? Yes.
When he said, it's necessary that your slave trust and depend on you. They must love, respect you.
Hold on, slow down. So the first one is what?
It is necessary that your slave trust and depend on you.
I want everyone to either underline or circle what he just said.
What? It is necessary that your slave trust and depend on you.
Where's that at? Where's it at in here?
It's at the bottom of the first line.
Oh, right here. Anything else? Let me get one writer for that board. Somebody to write.
Let me write for you. I'm the best writer here.
What did I put?
Well, put what you just wrote down. It's necessary that your slaves trust and depend on us. Hey, I need y'all focus. Go ahead.
He said, he uses fear, distrust, and envy to control businesses.
A little louder.
He uses fear, distrust, and envy to
No,
control
wait,
businesses.
so y'all can read your head right there.
Hold on, real quick.
That's right.
Maverick. Why are you guys talking while someone is talking? So I'm trying to have a very mature conversation with you guys, and I wasn't here last week. I don't want to remove anybody, but if it's going to keep making me disrupt our lesson or activity, I'm going to have to get you out of here. So just keep that in mind. If I say go, then you got to go.
What was the next?
What's your next one?
He uses fear, distrust, and envy for control purposes.
Okay. You write a little bit bigger than Why did you write it like you was writing on a regular time?
Can I write it for you? Can I
Big job.
Yes, let me write it.
Just write it bigger under it. Just write it bigger under it.
Let me write it. Let me write it.
Can you get that eraser?
Can I write it for you? Because I don't think. Oh my God.
Oh,
Just let me write it.
Oh, you're here.
Why is he writing so small, man?
That's
I
not.
got it.
Judy, do it.
You're about to wipe me out, bro. Okay, so Julie, you want to write it?
Yeah, do it, Judy.
I write it exactly how he did it, just way better.
Do it.
It needs to be bigger.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Alright,
Do it a little bit.
Everyone needs to.
There you go.
That's how you.
That's even worse.
That's like you can see it better here.
Jesus Christ, English.
Okay. Hair
That's
right
better.
before.
That's better. Necessary that slaves trust
And depend on you.
and depend. Someone playing music.
Yes.
Young boy.
Yes.
Trust and oh.
Come on, bro. It depends on us. All right. What was our next one again?
It was uses fear, distrust, and envy for control purposes.
And where's that at on here? Oh, right here.
It's distrust is showing.
So write the next one.
He uses.
Gosh, what kind of stuff you do? You weapon me.
Obviously, y'all hate my handwriting.
Yes.
Yes, it sucks.
Bro,
Hey.
big words, then small words. I mean, small words.
What?
You got it. You got it.
Why is that not wiping off?
Cause he.
That's how bad Joey knows.
Is that wet?
No, it's not.
Go across the
What am I
hall
writing?
and get a wet paper towel.
No way.
The next one is what? What's the next one?
He uses fear, distrust, and envy for control purposes.
So does the game.
Uh-oh.
He's spirit and what?
Distrust.
Distrust. D-I-S trust.
That bathroom right there, Minaj.
Yeah.
It says the bathroom sign.
And
And envy.
For control purposes.
it got lower, so I have to switch to after this.
Control purposes.
See?
That's what you told me that's how y'all put me in
What is it?
Purposes.
All right. Someone else give him another one, Jonathan.
Put the old against the young.
Oh my lord.
Dude.
Read it.
I am. You hear it.
There, I got it.
He's reading. All right, let him go.
You get to put the old black man versus the young black man. Light skin, the male versus the dark skin male. Female versus the male.
So you put the.
Josh, sit
Josh, I need you to sit down, bro. Why are y'all holding hands?
I look
I was helping you.
Put your hand on top of his head. Y'all stressing me out today, bro. Judah, the next one is put the old. What is it? Put the old black male against the young black male. So that's the next one. Put the old black male against the young black male.
Put the old black male.
Put the old black male against the young black male. And then the next one was what, Jonathan? Loudly.
I got one.
the female versus the male. You nasty. I mean, it's nasty.
No, why would you put an old black man against an old black man?
Oh, I thought.
It was young, bro.
That should be young. And then the next one is put the male against the female. So he's literally telling them, in order for us to keep them as slaves, these are some of the things that we need to do. Make the women be against the men, make the old black men and the young black men not have any type of relationship, Make them hate each other.
The light skin
So
and
we
the
got
dark
the
skin.
male and the female, then we got light skin versus dark skin.
It says,
Hold on.
I got it.
Can you put verse so we know right here? These two? In between, so we know male versus female, light skin and dark skin. Just right here, just put verse, PS. So we know that goes with that and that goes with that. And then give me, wasn't it one more? Light skin, dark skin, male versus female. Was it something else that y'all wanted to
old
add?
and young. Oh,
We got old and young.
well, I had.
You have, hold on.
Said the
You
dark
have one?
I have.
Oh, yeah,
Same thing.
have your wife and children use them, never miss the opportunity.
It says what?
It says, have your wife and children use them, never miss an opportunity.
Have your wives and children use them, never miss an opportunity. So he's saying to the slave owners to have your wives and children use your slaves as much as you can, never miss an opportunity. Judah, put that down. We're just gonna say, use them,
As maids, I guess.
use them as maids.
Use them as what?
Maids. M-A-I-D-S, maids. You got one?
This nigga did not just say
You
mini
must
maids.
also, you must also have white servants and overseers who distrust all lives.
So put, have white overseers.
Have white overseers.
Judah, like, dang, I ain't know I was gonna be right now.
We
Have
just
white
missed the part of Philippians.
overseers.
Oh, yeah, I put this Did I put that right?
Mhm. Yeah. Is there something else for that one?
Distrust blacks.
That says overseers.
Oh.
It
Who
says,
distrust?
Hold on, let me see.
What?
white servants and overseers who distrust all blacks. I will
Hold on.
put a line between the one that's above and the two.
I thought this went with it.
Cookies on.
Alright, Judah, that's all we're gonna go ahead and dissect for now. So take a seat for me. Take a seat. So, our first one says use them as, well, no, we won't start with that one. We'll start with, underline the word fear.
Underline the word fear.
Underline fear in the middle. Fear, distrust, and envy. So, if we hear the words fear, distrust, and envy, and he was telling them, okay, these are three things that I want you all to make sure you're doing with your slaves to control them, to make them still be slaves, because mentally they won't be able to escape it because we're manipulating them. We're doing all of these things. In your opinion, as young teenagers, do you guys think that you can still see within relationship dynamics to this day? And I'm not just talking about romantically, I'm talking about relationships in general with our people, African Americans, men, women, young, old. Do you see an issue with fear, with distrust, and envy?
Yes.
Talk to me, how? Judah.
Distress. Girls always think on cheating.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. You say young people have a fear of older people. Really? So when you say young, what age are you talking? Okay. And when you said older or old? Old, what's considered old? So like my age, I'm 27, so
20 and up.
Really?
Adults, adults. Younger people usually have more fear into older people. Like they usually fear older people.
I'm cool.
Why do you think that is? Have y'all seen that younger people have like a fear of older people?
Not young adults. I don't think like a lot of people scared of young adults, but like older adults, maybe. But young adults,
Do y'all see that just within, well, I'm not gonna say just within, but do y'all see it primarily within like African American community as opposed to like white communities or Jewish or Hispanic,
I think I see them more in other communities.
where it's a divide between the older and the young? Really? Okay,
I got some.
talk to me.
I think that just sounds like a hater's mindset. Fear and distant and envy, like that's really what that's a hater's mindset.
That's facts. That's facts. But the problem is, this is just what I think. I think that I see a lot of it nowadays. Even more when I was younger, like when I was your age, I think now I see more of these kind of things happening within different relationships. Not just romantic, but even friendships, work relationships, sports teams, teammates. And I'm trying to understand why. Why? If this is a mentality that we know existed, and I'm giving y'all, I'm telling you guys, this is what was told to a lot of our ancestors. Because for a lot of us, you can trace your roots back to African people, slaves, whatever. This was given to them. So what I'm telling y'all is our job is to not repeat. However, when we come from families and family dynamics where we've seen this stuff generation after generation after generation after generation after generation, it can be difficult for us to break free from these unhealthy cycles. So fear, distrust, and envy. How is fear exhibited in relationships now? Not just romantically, but just relationships in general. Where it's kind of like overwhelming, where it's like crazy amounts of
Abusive relationships.
abusive relationships. You
Domestic
got-
violence.
Like battery.
Okay, Blueface, listen.
That's what I'm
Oh, we got a good
Word
example.
for it.
Hold on, we got an example. So you said Blueface and Krishan?
Yeah, Krishan Ross.
Krishan Ross?
And both
So I done see some crazy stuff on social media, and I'm happy you brought that up, where they're like fighting. I think he was low key like scared of her. She was like jumping at him, flinching at him and stuff. She was chasing him around. But I heard that they have their own show
Everybody's
too.
scared of that man.
Yeah.
He hits on her too. But this
And
stuff,
she, you know, she used to be a man.
cats, that's cats.
She used to be fine when
I don't know about that.
She was fine as attraction.
Right, her voice be raspy, like she trained her voice.
But why is this stuff glorified though? If this is literally,
Because they put down on social media. So many popular figures, they're like, on the internet, they display such a toxic relationship that influence young people that's on the internet. They like toxic relationships, like a cycle.
okay, I'm glad you brought that up. So I want y'all to be as honest as you can. Just raise your hand. Is it?
Yeah.
I need you to get it together, bro. Because you know I can just go to Buckeye and talk to your mom any day of the week. So I need you to get it together. I don't mean like that, but I mean I know his mom personally, and you know his mom don't play. So here's the deal.
He was like a cousin.
No, but I know his mother. I know where she works at. So, is there anything attractive about what y'all see from Blueface and Krishan?
Attractive? Like, what do you mean? Did that turn me on?
I mean, like, is there anything about that that's like, it gets a lot of views, it gets a lot of attention.
The Blueface got hit.
Pardon the interruption, students who have your phone.
Oh,
There's,
Not good.
Is there anything about it that's attractive?
No, I hate
So
that.
y'all are telling me when y'all see that kind of stuff, y'all are like, y'all, alright bro. So you guys are telling me when y'all see that, that doesn't y'all like, yo, this is crazy. Y'all don't want to exemplify anything that you see about that relationship in your own personal life.
No.
Y'all sure?
I
Yeah.
hate that.
You hate being rich.
Do you want to like,
What about this one right here, the bottom one? Light skin versus dark skin. Do we see any
Light
type
skin's
of
better.
examples of this?
yeah.
Yes.
Why?
He don't only find
See
it.
this?
Why do we compete against each other with skin color? Why? Why?
Because
Dark skin and light skin do different stuff.
but I feel like
You really believe that?
yes, but
They
like
do sex stuff. Like, they make
Whoa.
you try to look sexy. No.
So like light skin.
First of all, he's not even light skinned.
Right.
I consider Drake light skinned.
You like skin?
he's like
I don't consider myself light skinned. I consider myself like light brown, like caramel color. Yeah.
Y'all,
Niggas like skin. Y'all
no, he's not. He's brown.
I don't consider Zay light skinned.
The only person in here that's light skinned is Steph.
Put your arm in.
Yeah, I think you're the lightest person in here.
I-
Have you ever seen where? Have you ever seen girls beef and like? Have you ever heard them talk crazy? Have you ever heard this? Oh, she bad for a dark skinned girl.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. All the time.
What does that even mean though?
Like,
Because that's essentially saying when you hear. All right, stay with me. Maverick, stay with me. So you all can agree that you've heard, oh, she bad for a dark skinned girl?
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Because that would imply that because she's darker skinned, she's of a darker complexion, that I would already expect her not to be as attractive as a woman that is of a lighter complexion. So why do we say that?
because they've already depicted that, like darker women, they're uglier. I don't know why it's like that, but
That's
how
your
social-
opinion, though. That's your opinion.
That's how social. That's my opinion on how social.
You're saying that's what you think or that's what's depicted? That's what's
Like on social media, TikTok, Instagram, they just always when they put a light skinned and a dark skinned female, the light skinned female's always gonna get more love than dark skinned.
That's the example.
Do y'all think that's healthy though?
No.
That's
That's
Because
making the dark skinned girls have
That's
soft
like,
face and stuff.
that's like saying, oh, she bad for a fat girl.
I mean, it is along the lines of the same thing because you're saying that she can't be bad if she's overweight, if she's fat.
A lot of people have said that. I heard that a lot.
But when people say that, I think it's just their preference, but then they take it to the next level when they say that. Like you could not like dark skins. You don't gotta like dark skins. You don't gotta think that dark skin is fine. But they take it over to the next step.
When you're saying essentially that they all
Yeah.
lose it, that they all. Okay.
Like everybody entitled to their own opinion. But when you say all dark skins are ugly, or yeah, when you just say all dark skins are ugly, that should take it to the next level. Like, you
Well,
can have
that's
your-
extreme, and I would hope. Do any of my guys in here talk like that?
No.
I would hope not.
Not me.
Because one, it's literally like the most general statement that you can make that's completely ignorant. I just saw one that I wanted to focus on. Necessary that the slaves trust and depend on us. So no self-sufficiency, meaning the slaves can't do anything on their own. We don't want them to think on their own. We don't want them to have strong relationships with one another. Because essentially what I'm giving you all, everything that we wrote down, everything that you dissected in this, is saying if I use fear, if I use distrust, if I use envy, if I control their minds, if I put them against one another, if I bring forth colorism, I'm destroying their relationships.
Yeah.
And what you guys are going to realize, and this is the overall most important thing I want y'all to understand, is if we go through life destroying relationships and not valuing them, that it will hinder our life in a great way. It'll stop us from reaching where we want to go. Willie Lynch knew that years ago. He knew that years ago. That if I can destroy relationships, I can destroy their growth. This is why a lot of people in America, especially of African American descent or African descent, have been behind because economically, if you can control people, manipulate them, keep them like this, the mindset will carry over generation to generation. Does that make sense? Y'all sure? Y'all really understand that?
Right.
What time is our?
Right now, 2:27.